Great sets, great calls, didn't finish, got to make layups. Yeah, got to make layups.
I mean, I'm looking here and we scored 3 points in the fourth quarter, and I mean, we can't run anything else, and you got to be able to make layups.
Yeah.
And you got to go on balance, and you can't just throw things up there and expect them to call it. And then you're yelling at the refs. Like, we've got to go back. We've got to go back to square one of learning what character is and learning how to act on the floor. And that's my biggest thing for us tonight. That's why we lost that basketball game, because we're not controlled at all. Our minds aren't controlled, and we just went. I mean, I don't know who that team is.
Right. I haven't seen that all year.
Yeah.
I've seen missed shots in the paint. I've seen that, but I've seen us. And tonight we were good defensively, but the offense. I haven't seen anything like that. I just haven't seen so many shots, so many second chance opportunities, so many rebounding. We're killing it. 20 offensive boards.
Yeah.
Just could not get those second chance opportunities to fall down.
Yeah, and a lot of it is understanding control of the game. We were up with like a 7-point lead. We get 2 offensive rebounds, and we're trying to go up and score instead of kicking it back out and making them guard us. So it's game management, and this is with a seasoned group. Like, the people who are making those mistakes are people who have played for me. And so I'm a little disappointed in our group, just understanding the control of the game and things that we talk about all the time. And so we got to go back to the basics. That's the only thing we can do.
And it's one of those things. I don't know that you can be upset at all with what you did defensively tonight and how you were able to rebound the basketball.
We got to figure out a way to score. And, we can run sets. We can put people in positions to score. But the player scores. So,
right.
It's a situation to where we're going to have to figure out who can score for us, and D was doing that.
Right.
And so now we're trying to figure that out, and I want to dip into the bench, but there's times where we make so many mistakes when we dip into the bench that I'm still relying on Bree to hopefully make a play like that.
Yeah, and then they knew that, too. I kind of felt like, well, Bree's going to touch this ball somewhere. They put a lot of pressure on her and forced her into some bad decisions, I think, late in the contest as well.
I agree.
A lot of our seasoned players to make bad decisions. So let's go back to what you said. We don't have D tonight for the first time, and I think that's what we're going to have to learn to play without.
Yeah.
And for amazingly enough, she was that glue there for a little while.
Yeah. And I think it's tough because I know everybody's starting to hone in on her, and then it goes back. Like, we made 6 threes tonight, and we took better shots, and our shot selection was better. But it's at the end of the day, like, when somebody changes defenses, or even when they don't and they're in man, it's like, go get a bucket. Like, you got to be able to play basketball and make plays when things break down. It can't just be relying on me all the time.
Right, and I like what you said. We did a lot of the things that we needed to do tonight to win the basketball game, sharing the basketball. Our assists were up, not finishing around the rim, and mentally, I like that aspect of it. You still have girls that are going after it, are getting after it. You still have girls that are getting after it as far as rebounds are concerned, sharing it. Sophie Henry, you got to have your head on a swivel wherever she is. She's going to pick your pocket. There's so much.
Yeah, and we're growing in those areas, and it's like you work on one thing and then you got to go back and work on something else, and then changing those rotations all the time, it hurts us. But I'm looking here, we can't have 19 turnovers against Queens.
Right.
And so those things, taking care of the basketball and just being in control of the game is a big thing. I felt like they sped us up tonight, and we were never in control. Even when we were ahead, I felt like we didn't have that control.
It was badness. It wasn't just throwing it. It was travels. It was double dribbles. It was just weird thing. It was really off ball stuff.
Yes.
That we're like, what we just traveled and we're out at the midcourt stripe just standing there. And I just thought mentally, I think you just nailed it right on the head.
Yeah.
You don't score 3 points in a quarter on accident.
Yes.
There was a reason. I think I like the mental aspect of our demise tonight. But how much of it is, we just haven't played a whole lot of basketball?
Partly that, but at the same time, we got 3 leaders on that floor.
Right.
And we're going to have somebody step up at some point whenever the game's on the line. And then, if I want the basketball, I'm telling Coach I want it. Because I'm at a place now where, we got to step away from sets, but somebody has to be able to go get a bucket. And I keep going back to that because somebody has to. And the complaining to the refs is never going to get us calls. And so we're gonna talk about that a lot this week.
Got some time. Saturday, got time off to really talk about another week where we're only playing once, this week. And I like how you didn't even use it as an excuse. I think this is what that team needs going forward.
Agreed.
There's too many good players on this team.
Agreed.
Unfortunate.
Yep.
Thanks.
Thank you.
She's Coach Meagan Price. The Pioneers fall to the Queens Royals today. Your final, Queens 52, Tusculum 49. Back with the Stat Rack recap after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.